What if the person closest to Josh Duggar, the one who has stood by him through years of scandal, conviction, and prison time, shared a message that called his crime victimless? That is exactly what recent court records and reports have brought to light, and it has left many longtime followers of the Duggar family stunned and heartbroken. Anna Duggar, mother of 7 and wife of the former reality star, has remained largely silent in public. Yet private correspondence and her quiet assistance with his legal efforts paint a clearer picture of her stance. Fans who once watched the family's wholesome image on television are now confronting a much darker chapter, one that continues to unfold years after Josh's sentencing. Stay with me as we unpack the verified details, the reactions, and what this means for everyone involved. The Duggar family first captured national attention through the TLC series 19 Kids and Counting, which followed Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar and their large brood of children living a strict, faith-centered lifestyle in Arkansas. Josh, the eldest son, was often presented as a rising figure in conservative circles. He married Anna Keller in 2008, and the couple went on to have 7 children together. The family's public image began to crack in 2015 when reports surfaced that Josh had molested several underage girls, including some of his own sisters, as a teenager. TLC cancelled the original show, though a spin-off continued for a time with other family members. Then came the far more serious federal case. In April 2021, Josh was arrested and charged with receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material. A jury found him guilty in December 2021. In May 2022, a federal judge sentenced him to 151 months in prison, more than 12 years, followed by 20 years of supervised release. Appeals have been rejected at multiple levels, including by the U.S. Supreme Court. Throughout it all, Anna has largely stayed out of the spotlight while raising their children. That quiet support, and the details now emerging about her private communications, form the heart of the latest update that has shaken fans. Court documents and reporting from outlets including People and Us Weekly have revealed several layers of Anna's involvement and perspective. One of the most discussed is a message she forwarded to Josh while he was incarcerated. The email, obtained by People, questioned the length of his sentence and described child sexual abuse material offenses as victimless. The writer expressed shock at the justice system, asking what purpose it served to imprison a productive member of society, a business owner, a father, a husband, a taxpayer for so long over what the message called a victimless crime. The same correspondence labeled the 151-month sentence absolutely crazy and ridiculous. Anna also indicated she expected the sentence might later be reduced, though that has not happened. Officials and the Department of Justice have long rejected the idea that such material is victimless, noting that it documents real abuse of children and continues to harm victims long after the images are shared. One Homeland Security agent who investigated Josh's case testified that some of the material ranked among the most disturbing he had ever seen, including content involving a toddler. These facts stand in sharp contrast to the language in the forwarded message. Beyond that correspondence, records show Anna has taken practical steps to support Josh's legal efforts. In connection with a 2025 motion to vacate his conviction, court documents obtained by Us Weekly indicate Josh prepared drafts by hand or typewriter in prison and mailed them to Anna. She transcribed the material onto a computer, returned copies for his signature, and helped with related paperwork, including pre-filling a date on a certificate of service. A federal judge later denied the motion, ruling it was filed after the deadline and finding Josh's account of the mailing process not credible. The judge described the sequence of events Josh claimed as something akin to a magic bullet theory that defied common sense. Anna's behind-the-scenes help with the paperwork underscores her continued commitment even as successive appeals have failed and Josh's projected release date has been pushed back more than once, currently listed around February 2033. Additional context comes from emails Anna sent to her brother-in-law Joseph Duggar after his March 2026 arrest on child molestation charges related to alleged incidents in 2020. According to records obtained by Us Weekly from the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Anna offered prayers, practical advice drawn from her own experience with the justice system, and encouragement. She cautioned him about monitored communications and referenced Josh's earlier time in the same Arkansas facility. These messages show a pattern of support for family members facing serious legal trouble, even as the broader Duggar family has faced repeated scrutiny. Sources speaking to Us Weekly have described Anna's overall situation as a nightmare that will affect her for years. Some of her own family members have reportedly urged her to leave Josh, though she has remained married to him and focused on raising their 7 children. Reports also note she has taken steps toward greater independence, including operating a dog breeding business called Golden Grove Pups and making rare public appearances in more casual clothing than the family traditionally favored. She has largely avoided personal social media while still appearing occasionally in connection with her business. Public reaction to these revelations has been strong and mixed. Many longtime viewers expressed heartbreak and disbelief that Anna would forward or associate herself with language minimizing the seriousness of child sexual abuse material. Comments across social platforms and media coverage reflected anger that the real harm to child victims appeared downplayed. Others pointed to her religious convictions and the pressure of raising 7 children alone as reasons she continues to stand by her husband. Some observers noted the difficulty of judging private family dynamics from the outside and expressed sympathy for the children's situation. Media outlets have covered the story extensively, focusing on the contrast between the family's earlier public image and the documented court records. Coverage has generally avoided unsubstantiated rumors, sticking instead to the verified correspondence and legal filings. The conversation has also revisited Josh's earlier admission of teenage misconduct and the family's handling of past scandals, though those earlier events are distinct from the federal conviction. Looking ahead, Josh remains in federal custody. He has been transferred multiple times within the prison system, most recently to FCI Elkton in Ohio after stops at a medical facility and a transfer center. His release is still years away, and any further legal challenges face significant hurdles after previous denials. Anna continues to raise the children largely out of the public eye. No major new public statements from her have been reported, and the family has not issued a formal response to the latest revelations about the forwarded message or her assistance with the motion. Viewers should watch for any official court updates or rare comments from family members, but at this point the verified record shows a wife who has chosen continued support amid a conviction that courts have repeatedly upheld. The biggest takeaways are clear. Anna Duggar has remained loyal to Josh through his conviction, sentencing, and ongoing imprisonment. Verified records show she forwarded a message describing his crime as victimless and helped prepare legal paperwork for an unsuccessful attempt to vacate the conviction. These details, set against the seriousness of the charges and the testimony about the material involved, have left many fans deeply unsettled. At the same time, she is navigating the practical realities of single parenthood while her husband serves a lengthy sentence. The story remains one of private choices made under public scrutiny, with lasting consequences for the children and the extended family. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.